Welcome to Candy's Homestead. I'm Donna. Today I'm making date nut balls. It's a dessert. I'm going to share how I make the date nut balls. Now that we're past the Thanksgiving holiday, we are ready to move into the Christmas holiday, which means a lot of Christmas cooking and baking. And one of the desserts that I love to make and eat are date nut balls. All my years growing up, my aunt always made these date nut balls for our family Christmas party. But I like to have them throughout the year, and I make them several times a year. You can make them ahead, put them in the freezer, and just thaw them for a little while, and they're ready to eat. I'm going to make them today because I want to get started on my Christmas cooking videos. So I'm making them ahead. I'm going to put them in the freezer, and I will pull them out as I need them. Dates are not a dried fig, prune, or a dried raisin. They are their own fruit. They come from the date palm, which is from the Middle East and North Africa. We can't grow them here, but we can buy them here from the grocery store. When buying them, it's easy to mistake pitted versus not pitted. This recipe calls for pitted. We don't want to have to stop and take the pits out of these fruits. Before I start, I want to read off the recipes from my recipe card. It is 3 cups of Rice Krispies, 2½ cups of crushed pecans, 2 sticks of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of coconut, and a 1-pound container of dates. I had to buy 2 because the dates that I bought from Publix are only 10 ounces, so I bought 2 containers. And that is all of the ingredients that are needed. I'm going to simmer the majority of these ingredients to melt them and get them all melted together in a pot. Lastly, I will add the Rice Krispies, and then I will form little balls. I'm not going to actually make them in a ball. I find it's easier to just spoon them off and form them with a spoon because they can be quite tacky to try to work with on the hands. And then I'm going to toast them for just a few minutes in the oven, and then they're ready to eat. It's not that many ingredients, and it doesn't take that long to make, but they are a hit at every party that you bring them to. The first thing that I'm going to do is take all of these dates and use whatever tool is handy and mash them up, because they're going to need to melt and dissolve in the pot while we're simmering them. And so I just have this little masher thing, and they just need to be mashed. It will help them to melt and dissolve in the cooking process. So we'll take a few minutes and mash these up. The next thing I did was cut up the 2 sticks of butter, and I've got those in the pot with the dates. I'm going to start adding all of my ingredients. I've already got them pre-measured. Everything except the Rice Krispies. So I'm going to add 1 cup of coconut. I'm going to add 2½ cups of crushed, semi-crushed pecans. I'm going to add 1 cup of packed brown sugar. The only thing left are the Rice Krispies. That will be 3 cups of Rice Krispies. I'll add those after I get all of this simmering on the stove and get it down to a liquid state. While I'm waiting on that pot to simmer, I have greased a cookie sheet, well-greased cookie sheet. This mixture does have to be stirred regular to keep it from burning. Got to get the brown sugar and the butter to melt and bring this to a semi-liquid mixture. And it's a good time to mash up any dates that didn't get mashed, because they're going to come out. We're going to make them into just some little balls. And the dates are kind of large, so you don't want just a full date in the balls. I'm going to mash up while I'm simmering. I would say I've got mine on medium because it is such a sticky consistency of everything. It would be very easy to burn the mixture. So I'm cooking mine on medium and stirring a lot. And it's going to be a gooey, sticky mixture. Okay, everything is melted pretty well and stirred in together. I see a few dates that I didn't get mashed up. I'm trying to mash them. It would be better, now that I think about it, to have put them in a blender or a chopper and mashed them up that way before putting them in the pot. I didn't do it for reasons I can't say. I've done that before and it does make the job a little bit easier. Now this is going to be a sticky mess. Well, not a mess, but it's going to be sticky and gooey. Now I'm going to add the 3 cups of Rice Krispies and blend those in. I've turned my heat off because I don't want to cook the Rice Krispies. I just want to get them all blended in and absorbed into the mixture. You get an arm workout, that's for sure. Okay, now I'm going to take this over to the counter and I'm going to start spooning this off onto my cookie sheet. I'm going to use 2 spoons and I'm going to try to create a little ball. You can do this with your hands and make a ball, but it's so sticky and gooey, it's a little bit difficult to do. So I just kind of spoon off with 1 spoon and shape it. It will stick together pretty well. And this is going to make several batches. So I've got me a piece of parchment paper off to the side so that I can put the first batch on the parchment paper while I use the pan again for the second batch. Okay, these are ready for the oven. I'm going to put them in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes. While I'm waiting on those to toast in the oven, I do want to say you can also put the dates in the pot, put the butter in the pot, and the brown sugar, and melt those, get those liquid first, and then add all of the dry ingredients. I just dump it all in together and just deal with it. You know, it takes a little bit longer to get everything all absorbed and mixed together, but you can do the liquids first and then the dry ingredients. Either way is easy. These are almost ready to come out. First batch is ready. I toasted them for 10 minutes. I'm going to let them cool here for just a couple of minutes and transfer them over here to the parchment paper and then get the next batch going. The second batch here is ready to go in the oven, and I finally found my little cookie tool to scoop them out and make somewhat of a ball. I thought this was lost, but I did find it. And it turned out to be much easier than using the spoons. Okay, second batch is now ready. This batch made 2 sheet pans. Now while they're being actually made, they're a little sticky and maybe even a little cumbersome to deal with, but once they are toasted, they are not sticky and they hold together, and that's what kind of the toasting is all about, It kind of forms them and firms them up. These are all done and I can't wait. I love these things. I could eat them until I get sick. If you've never had them, I encourage you to make some. They are so good. They are good to just have around as a treat in the house. That's it for this video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber already, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. And I will see y'all on the next video. Bye-bye.